Alright, so anyway guys, I'm just looking for a new way to speak to you every single day. I'm looking for new ideas every single day. I'm looking to make sure I can go and prosper and also be able to understand that for the next month over here, I'm understanding I do have an event coming up. I do have Sydney around town over here. I'm making sure that it can be the month over here where I get off the actual Centrelink allowance over here. And I'm making sure I can use their money along the way to create other events over here. And I make sure anyway that what I want to do, that no matter what, that if best comes to best, I understand that best comes to best with Mounties. I make sure that no matter what, that I go create another event somewhere, and now where do I create another event, I make it somewhere different, and now that's the best way, and I never ever come back. I promise you now, the best deal in the planet is making sure you understand something, that if you create events where you already were creating events, then guess what, I promise you it's more likely that less people are coming to watch you. I mean, why is that? Because they've already seen you. I mean, they've already seen you. I mean, anyway, what you can do is with marquee and everything, I promise you I promote myself everywhere one time. And I go everywhere one time, and that's it. I promise you I want to be able to promote myself everywhere one time, and it's more enough for me to just go and do my life great. I promise you I'll be greatness all the time. So I'm actually always understanding what I need to do is dwell upon something that really, really helps me, but I'm understanding that my beautiful tracker Zonify really does work. And it's something that really, really helps me to really, really thrive in life. I'm thriving in different ways. I'm making sure I have more enough of everything to succeed daily. I'm making sure my nice and beautiful wallet is always in my shoulder pocket over here. So I'm actually always understanding to give money any way I can with the buses over here, so I can focus upon understanding my buses coming over here. So I focus on just never waiting, but I'm always delivering content while I'm doing my nice and beautiful audio content over here. And I'm making sure that you guys understand quickly upon how fast you can actually succeed over here. I promise you, although I want to succeed so much that people who never want to talk to me start talking to me. And then I realize, I understand straight away that it's because I'm more successful. I mean, it takes them. I realize it takes them so much to forgive me. I mean, it's so much for them to forgive me. I mean, you understand? I mean, they never want to forgive me about what I've done. I mean, they're trying to make me guilty. I mean, they're trying to make me like feel like a low worth person or something like that. I mean, they're trying to ridicule me in terms of how they never talk to me. I mean, they're trying to always show me how much they fucking dislike me. So I move on. I make sure I never talk to them in my life again. I never care about them. I move on. I love everybody, but I'm making sure I'm learning very quickly upon how to really succeed differently, and I'm making sure all the time. I thank you, sir. I make sure always to just really, really dwell upon something that's really helping me grow. So as I grow, I succeed differently, guys. I'm making sure all the time I have more content to deliver daily life always, and I'm making sure always I have a double bus over here, where I understand that what's important for me is understanding now that I just want to be able to grow myself and hold my wallet in my actual hands right here. So as I hold my wallet, I make sure I close my shoulder bag so I can go and deliver something greater for myself. And as I do that, I do something different. I make sure I'm really, really different upon how I really succeed. But I want to show Armament Brewing very soon my nice and beautiful content over here. And I have, let's say, Idonotopia and Izonify and Ithai Never Kill. But guess what? Probably it's still early. It's very early to send him this. I mean, why? I mean, it's just that kind of day, isn't it? I realize although that it's much more better time for me to understand to let it be. I mean, let it be because I want to be able to go around touring first so that he can see me while I'm touring. And then that way he understands that there's somebody else around town that he can call to his events. And then eventually, I promise you that he's calling me to his events eventually. I understand that. I promise you, as soon as I make a nice and beautiful transition into the nightclubs, I can call these nice and beautiful people in terms of the DJs to come with me, and I can promote them with me, and then that way I'm learning very quickly to just do my life greater, and that way I do my life in a way that I'm learning much more quickly upon what I need to do to succeed, but I'm learning very quickly upon the art of persuasion and making sure that I'm very successful upon my life and how I live my life differently. So as I live my life differently, I'm making sure I'm speaking to my content over here. I'm making sure I'm giving people content all the time. I'm making sure that there's so much more to do every single day. But I understand how people can cheat other people and how people just go with anybody because they feel that kind of fun and nature where they can just go with anybody. But I'm understanding that no matter what, I see other people are very loyal in a way that they stick to one individual, but making sure all the time you understand that what's important is making sure that you have more enough of what you need to succeed, and just understand that every single day you're always looking for that nice and beautiful persuasion all the time. But you can always see when somebody's sleeping around town all the time, and you can straight away see what you need to do all the time. And it's much more how you need to go and grow yourself anyway. So actually always focusing on making sure that anybody who goes around sleeping with anybody is somebody who can get your number as well and sleep with you as well. So just make sure you're just focusing on yourself more than other people, and that way you never waste time on other people, please. I mean, go and focus on yourself more than other people, and that way you have a greater success. I mean, you have yourself over them. I mean, your words with yourself is far more than them. I mean, in a sense, so what you want to do daily is you want to focus upon greater way of life, and also greater ways of life. So focus upon understanding that no matter what you do every single day, you're looking for better kind of persuasion with life itself to make sure that you're successful. So as you become successful, just always look to see where your content is and where people are around you, so you can understand that you have to promote yourself and you have to go and do better and better and better. So make sure you're always doing something far more greater for yourself all the time to be able to deliver content always, so that you can be successful. And then that's all you do. I mean, just get off in the best kind of ways and just make sure it's your station. And as you get off, just make sure you have everything, and always understand that if you look back, then just learn from it, and just understand that no matter what, that you always check and double check to see that you have everything in terms of your content and everything about your life, because that way you're successful. Yeah, I mean, learn how to succeed differently. So all the time just focus upon understanding that if you go and really dwell upon life in different ways, and you're making sure that you have more than enough content to deliver your life in a better way, then you're always studying that nice and beautiful art of making sure that you lift your life, and understand that individual there in the middle is somebody who's loyal, but everybody else, I understand, goes around having sex. Now what I do all the time is I make sure I'm always delivering content in different ways. So as I find myself in life different, I make sure that I'm learning very quickly upon my nice and beautiful life over here in different ways. So what I want to do is I want to be able to live my life differently. So what I do is I make sure that I have more enough content to deliver every single day. I make sure I check my batteries with all my content that I'm delivering all the time, but making sure all the time that I understand that no matter what, that when I see somebody who's loyal, I can see straight away that they're loyal. I'm probably, it's much more how I feel, to understand to just approach myself in a way that I'm growing myself right now. I'm learning quickly upon the art of making sure I have more enough to succeed every single day, because what's important for me right now is never to have a girlfriend or boyfriend or stuff like that. I'm never gay. I'm making sure that, and I'm a boyfriend and girlfriend, but I understand I never ever get with guys to kiss them or to have sex with guys. Unfortunately, it's much more how I feel to make sure that I'm growing myself, and that's it. I want to make sure that you guys understand quickly how I succeed. And how I succeed is everything in terms of life. So I'm always delivering content in a way that I'm learning quickly about making sure that you guys can see exactly what I'm doing to succeed, and that way you guys have a role model about communicational skills daily, and you're making sure you're lifting yourself in the process about what you're doing, and you're making sure you understand that I'm never sick anymore. I was sick recently, and I understand that I was outdoors and I was taking off my shirts over here and there, and because I was doing that, I was really, let's say, in a position where I came to Sydney and it was very cold. I mean, I have to take care of myself in a way that I have to go and invest in myself to do better than take care of myself. And I understand anyway, it's much more how I was outdoors playing music for about 1 hour while it was very cold. And why was that? Because I was really listening to my music tracks. But anyway, I realized that actually went into my music production. Alright, anyway, what I do now is I make sure I use the 1 hour rule around my block of town over here. And I make sure that I'm learning very quickly upon understanding how to succeed differently. And as I succeed differently, I'm showing myself a greater decision making process, where I'm understanding what's going on. I'm understanding every single day how I feel about life and how I do life differently. I'm making sure that no matter what, that I can learn a nice and beautiful way of life daily, and I can understand straight away how cats are and how nice and beautiful they are when they're never afraid of you. In a sense, so always you're just focusing on delivering content in a way that you're showing nice and beautiful love every single day, to focus upon love for yourself all the time. So make sure you understand how you need to always be very careful to never scare off non-human animals, so you can focus upon your life to succeed in different ways. So just make sure that you're doing something around yourself to love your life is the whole point. And the whole point is talk more and talk more and talk more, because that way you have more than enough. But what they are doing today is they're trying to talk to other people. They're trying to talk to the other people more, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to do something around their business or the 9-to-5 job, or around something of passion, but they're never actually doing much around themselves, because they never have much to do. But they have family members, so they're tending to other people to help them, and that's it. They're saying, just go help yourself more than other people. I help myself more than my biological dad, because that way I have something more to do, and I have always a greater way to experience life more, because that's what I do always. I'll make sure always that I'm delivering content in different ways, and I'm making sure I'm giving you guys what you deserve in different ways. So that way I'm always learning very quickly upon the art of persuasion with you, to talk with you every single day, to learn from you all the time about what you need to do to succeed. But if people want to steal your spotlight at your events, then just say to them, hey, I understand that you want to steal my spotlight over here, but make sure you understand, guys, that I'm here to support you anyway. And just make sure that you understand that no matter what, that you can show them the way of making sure that they can go somewhere else if they understand that. And that way you understand no matter what, that you just talk and talk and talk and be able to answer questions, because it's your day. You did make the event. You did promote the event. Successful regardless, because you're giving content. You're giving Jesus Christ on a day. In a sense, so that's how you grow. You grow through different ways, and make sure you're more successful today than ever before, because that's how we want you. We want you to succeed. So make sure that you understand that no matter what, that since I'm actually more successful now, I understand I did really make a move 4 years ago. I made a move 4 years ago, and I said, fuck this. I have to start doing something to train myself, and to be serious about my communication around helping myself to grow right now. And then I did start to lose weight. I was losing weight. I lost 27 kilos in 1 year. And then another year, I lost 19 kilos. And I went totally nice and beautiful in a way that I did start my fashion photos. I went around the world in Australia and did travel most of Australia already. So making sure anyway that now it's different. I'm making sure I'm doing something different now. By making sure I'm escalating my goals in a way that I'm delivering them in terms of I'm finishing up my goals, I'm arriving better, I'm selecting and completing my goals and adding new goals to the table. I'm achieving my goals. I set a target, achieve it. I achieve it straight away. How do I achieve it? I achieve it through speaking words. I have to speak more words and more words. I realize my biological dad's car is never even at the house over here. So I'm understanding he's gone somewhere. So that's why I'm somebody who has shopping already with me. I have shopping here already. So guess what? I won, huh? I never rely on his car, man. I say yes. I had to carry shopping a bit. I had to carry shopping for 500 meters. But guess what? Either way, I never have to give $20 to get to the shop. I never have to give $20 to get to the shop. You understand? I never have to rely on him. I never asked him to get his car today either. I just went by bus. That's why I never rely on other people, guys, because they disappoint you. And we never rely on them because they disappoint you, I promise you. If I was relying on my dad, or biological dad, I am everything in my life, but make sure you understand that I am my biological dad. But if I was relying on my other biological dad, then make sure you understand, then his car's never here, and then guess what, Brosh, that's a big disappointment for me. So I never try to disappoint myself. I make sure I can go and deliver content very quickly upon making sure that I can succeed right now, always. Because that's how I succeed. I succeed differently. I make sure I have more than enough of what I need to succeed. I make sure I'm doing all this content for a nice and beautiful reason to just inspire people to produce music and to be able to be life coaches is what I do. So I focus on giving content as much as I can. So when I give content, I understand my nice beautiful keys are on my actual wallet over here. So I'm understanding I do have house keys over here in terms of my Biological Dad's house keys. And I'm just using his house and renting his apartment for free. So he's giving me free rent. So that's why I'm getting ahead. I'm getting ahead right now. I understand that other people have no family members and they have no free rent. I mean, you understand? When they have a family and they have to give rent fucking $400 a week for rent. I mean, understand? And they're fucking poor individuals. I mean, understand? I mean, they have nothing except... I understand, although, guess what? I'm pretty sure they do have Jesus Christ. I'm pretty sure everybody has Jesus Christ, but they're poor financially in terms of this world. I understand? And it's because they never want to speak up words. I mean, understand? So, yes, everybody is rich to a certain extent, and everybody has eternity with Jesus Christ. But understand that no matter what, that in this lifetime, I love I, that Jesus Christ can only help you in this lifetime as much as you want to be Jesus Christ. And that's it. If you don't want to be Jesus Christ in this lifetime, then yes, you may have eternity as well with Jesus Christ. But make sure you understand that what's important even more is understanding that no matter what, that Jesus Christ gives eternity to everybody. And I'm pretty sure God is forgiving, always. I'm pretty sure that God never judges anybody. Because God has the word I. I mean, in a sense, make sure you understand that what's important is making sure that you can dwell a better way for yourself and go and really understand that I'm always delivering content. So I just continue my life in different ways. I understand my biological dad gave me $20 here. And I see $60 in my account as well. Somebody gave me $60. So you can be my biological dad. So otherwise I have to check who it was. So I understand always to just be delivering content for myself in a way that I'm helping myself move forward. So my biological dad's helping me so much with financing in terms of renting an accommodation house somewhere, and he's giving me free accommodation. So that way I'm taking advantage right now as much as I can to succeed. And that's how it is, guys. I mean, you have to understand how to lift your life in a way that you're doing greater. And he's doing his part as a biological dad, and he's doing his best to give me support over here in terms of free financing and free accommodation and free heaters and accommodation and all this is very useful for me. So I'm understanding anyway that since I'm doing better, I mean, that's the best kind of thing that you can give your biological parents in terms of the best thing you can give your biological parents is that you're healthier and that you're doing greater than yesterday and that you're smarter and smarter and smarter. It's the best kind of education, I mean, you understand? So just focus on lifting your life and loving your life differently. But my biological dad understands me in terms of how much I've changed, in terms of how much change I went through. And he's the closest to me other than I. I'm the closest to I, but then my biological dad understands my life story. But does he go speak it somewhere? I'm pretty sure he speaks about my life story and how much change I have in my life. But he's the one that can see it. I'm pretty sure he can see how much change I went through. I mean, you guys can understand from my voice how much I went through and change. I mean, you can see my photos of how I was before and how I am now. And I'm showing people, I'm showing everybody now in terms of how I am. So then I'm actually learning very quickly upon how to succeed differently, and I'm making sure always to make new content always, because I understand straight away that as soon as you make new content, then you're happier when you have more of what you need. So I just want to go and check what's happening around here with my nice and beautiful bank account over here. I want to be able to see who's giving me money and who's doing what for me over here. I'm understanding that my biological dad sent me $80 today, so I thank you very much. Now, because he gave me $80, I want to thank him for that. So I'm understanding anyway that $80 is something I can live on for a week. I'm making sure anyway that I'm really delivering content over here. So just go write $80 for a better way over here. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I'll just say I receive from my biological dad. So anyway, guys, you must understand that as I grow quickly, I make sure that I have more than enough of everything to succeed every single day, and understand how other people are looking at me and how other people are toward me in life. So what I do daily is I focus upon understanding quickly to just go and do whatever I need to do to succeed today. And I understand that $1 went to, I realized $1 went to the transport over there. And I'm making sure anyway that what's important is I do my nice and beautiful favor over here to say that in life I do actually, in terms of I did fart before. So I'm making sure that no matter what, I'm learning always how to understand to lift my life in different ways. So if you have the word I somewhere and you're elaborating a different I, then understand that you can skip the I. And no, I mean, you can never skip the I, but make sure you're always reverting to what you did say. And you have to. I mean, you have to say everything. And why is that? Because never be ashamed. I mean, never be in shame about yourself farting or something like that. So it's all words. Of course, everything's words. So make sure you understand that. So what's amazing is if you're farting every single day, then make sure you understand why that is. So make sure you understand that no matter what, it's all professional. And that way I'm understanding I receive, I just give, I investment, I say I investment, transport. Alright, anyway, I'm just writing something down, but I'm making sure you guys understand quickly that yes, I'm funny like that. I'm funny like that because I understand I have to elaborate my story. I'm never trying to hide anything. In a sense, so I'm understanding that if you make people laugh and you're always doing better than yesterday and you're focusing on doing a greater link of yourself and you're making sure that you can grow yourself and you can show yourself and other people to come and invest your time into yourself to go and do greater and greater is the whole point to success. So make sure you understand to just go and be doing what you want to succeed every single day, because that way you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do. So what I do is I'm learning very quickly upon my life over here to make sure I'm very successful. So as I promote myself, I do everything I can to go and send people links about my YouTube channel, and I promote myself quickly over here to make sure that I have a nice and beautiful way of life. I just say I use FL Studio. I say also come to my event on the 28th of May 2021 at Mount Pritchard. I'm just promoting myself over here, so I do a screenshot over here by making sure anyway that what I need to be doing is showing a nice and beautiful event page over here. So what I want to do is I want to go and show this guy over here, and it's some random guy over here, but what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm promoting my business card over here. So as I promote my business card, I'm making sure that I deliver content quickly so that I can go and send it to people to be much more successful upon what I do. So that's the whole point for me. I'm making sure that no matter what I do, that I'm lifting myself in regards to what I am. So I'm always understanding straight away how to deliver content. And as I deliver content, I'm showing people my life story. I'm showing people how I deliver everything about life. And I'm making sure all the time I have always something to deliver. Because that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is making sure that you can go and reach out to people and you can always learn much more about what you need to do. So for myself now, it's just relax and just enjoy and see what's happening on the news over here. So I can actually go and see also my bank account and what's happening in that as well. So I just want to be able to really understand every single time to go and really deliver content in different ways to make sure that no matter what I do daily, that I'm listening to a better way. So as I listen, I'm making sure I love always to focus upon always delivering content in different ways to succeed in different ways to love my life. So that's why I'm understanding that no matter what, there are so many, let's say, people around town who are doing incredible ways of life over here, and I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm looking at Jesus Christ always and what he does, and that's it. I'm making sure I understand. I see people who are disturbing other people, and I'm making sure no matter what, I never confuse myself here. I'm making sure that no matter what I can see, it's just a greater talk. And if you talk greater and greater and greater, then you're always learning about how to actually listen to yourself in different ways, and you're making sure that you have far more greater expectancies to make sure that you're learning quick about life, and you're making sure that you understand how to deliver content in different ways, and you're making sure always to go upon life in a different way to help yourself succeed, and you're just doing a greater job always with yourself. So that's the whole point, guys. I mean, the whole point is make sure you can go and promote yourself, because when you promote yourself differently and you're making sure you understand straight away upon how to succeed differently, and then you're understanding that no matter what, that you have more than enough to go and really deliver. So as you deliver daily, you're always focusing on a greater way of courage for yourself in terms of what you want out of life. So as you love your life differently, you're just making sure that you can always see different aspects of life differently, and you're just making sure you're looking to see exactly what you need to do to succeed differently, and you're making sure that you have a nice and beautiful attitude with yourself always. So make sure that you can understand straight away how to actually live your life in different ways. So that's the whole point. I mean, the whole point is looking at different aspects of life and understanding how to really, really entertain yourself with what is going on around the world. But if you understand why you have to communicate more words to other people, then you're looking to understand straight away how to deliver the content of the actual nice and beautiful persuasion technique every single day, to focus upon understanding every single day that what you do upon life is making sure you're doing greater. I mean, you have to be so much greater upon life to do something that's actually helping you move forward, and that way you're learning very quickly upon helping yourself to live life. And as you live life, as you do life in a greater way, you must understand that I feel every single day how this guy over here who is actually over Rim, I understand he's looking much stronger than Brock Lesnar right now, and I understand that no matter what, that the reason is that he's standing his ground and he's making sure that he's just really, really on top of his game over here. But then he just makes a mistake over here to go too much into Brock Lesnar over here, because he feels that he can topple him somehow on the ground. But make sure you understand that what you really understand about fighting is never go close to another individual when you fight. Let them come at you in a way that you're understanding that what's important is never get too close to other people when you're fighting, because that way you understand straight away how to fight. I mean, fighting never happens with other people and other individuals. Whereas when you're actually doing something to help your life to succeed differently, then you're making sure always that you're understanding straight away upon how to really, really understand your life and what you need to do. So as you really, really dwell upon making sure that you're successful, then you're actually focusing upon understanding that you need to be successful in different ways, and you need to focus upon understanding straight away upon how to succeed, and then you're looking and focusing on helping yourself really, really do a greater job. But as I understand straight away upon how to live my life and actually how to go and study people and how they fight, and I can really understand that no matter what, that as I really do this, I understand that it's more how you must understand it's just that, or it's just a way of feeling where if you're doing anything to help yourself to attack other people, then if you're in the US approach, then if you understand that, you never attack other people, but you focus upon loving yourself in a way that you're helping yourself to grow is what it's all about. So that way you're focusing on making sure that you're learning, and as you learn and as you grow and as you do a greater way of life in different ways, and focus upon understanding that it's much more how you have to be stronger. And now Overeem, I'm pretty sure Overeem did actually win Brock Lesnar in the UFC ring. I can see it now, and easily. Brock Lesnar has no chance against him. And why is that? And why is that? Because you can see straight away that he's very slow, Brock Lesnar, in the ring, and he's very slow to catch a heavyweight fighter out. And now, yes, he's very strong, but Overeem's too strong for him. I see it straight away, and it's because Overeem is able to attack him and also able to stand his ground while never backing away. And that's the whole reason. Whereas now, if you are backing away from people while fighting in the UFC ring, then make sure you understand straight away that that's a defensive tactic to never knock somebody out. But if you're on attack too much on other people in the UFC ring, then it's much more how you always win when you're on attack. Makes sense? So that's how you always have to understand that if somebody's blocking their hands in the UFC ring, then what you can do is you can knee them in the head as much as possible, and that way if you kick them in the ribs or something, they fall down straight away. And that way you have to understand anyway that what's amazing is teach people everything about life, but make sure you never fight. Make sure you're never fighting, because that way you have to understand that you're doing far greater than yourself, and you're looking for ways to understand that no matter what, that you're learning. You're learning what's happening around the world, and you're just continuing your life in different ways, and you're making sure that no matter what, that you're growing yourself in the best kind of ways to help yourself live life, because that's how you actually live life, guys. You live life through different ways of thinking and different ways of persuasion every single day to go and do greater every single day. and that way you're learning how to actually be much more upon life. So understand that what you need to do daily is focus upon understanding on how you can actually grow yourself all the time. So as you actually succeed daily, then you're always focusing upon something that's actually helping you grow. So no matter what you're doing today, is you're making sure that you're learning very quickly upon succeeding differently, and as you succeed differently, you're making sure that you can understand straight away what your life is all about. So as you always understand that no matter what, that you are learning very quickly upon what people are doing in daily life, the approach that you can realize you can watch entertainment and you can watch whatever you want as you are listening to music and as you are speaking your audio program. So no matter what you're doing in daily life, that you can always see images and you can see exactly what people are doing. I promise you. So as I focus upon understanding that my life is nice and beautiful, I'm making sure that I focus upon understanding that I always want to be delivering the best kind of nice and beautiful content out there every single day, to focus upon understanding that my life is nice and beautiful. So what I do is every single day I look for the nice and beautiful way of life to go and deliver better content. So as I deliver better content, I'm looking to see exactly how I need to go and feel upon life differently, to see exactly what is happening in my life, to just dwell upon everything that's quicker. And anything that's quicker is focusing on a greater way of doing whatever it is to succeed. So as I succeed differently, make sure that I'm always learning the nice and beautiful art of persuasion every single day, to focus upon something that I'm understanding that I never tease other people about anything, but making sure I'm growing them in a way that I'm learning the nice and beautiful way of art and love every single day, to focus upon something that's helping me grow. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that as I really, really grow my nice and beautiful persuasion technique in different ways, I'm learning to always feel that I need to go and do greater. So as I do greater, I'm learning very quickly upon loving myself in different ways, and that's how I actually grow. I grow through persuasional techniques to help myself do something I've never done before. So I check my Instagram to see exactly what's going on, and that way I'm understanding that I have more enough always to succeed daily, and I'm always learning that new people are arriving into my Instagram over here to see what I've, in terms of what I have going for me. And as I actually succeed differently, I'm making sure I'm showing always new aspects of content every single day to see exactly how fast people are in terms of what they're posting. And I'm understanding that if they have nothing to post on Instagram, then it's because they have no business, guys. So if you want to grow a business every single day, then focus on your love for yourself and focus on making sure that you're just recovering with words every single day. And that way you're learning very quick that you're just ahead of the game always. So the whole point is be ahead of the game so you can focus upon understanding that what you need to do is something different. I mean, something different you've never done before is what you need to be doing. But what's important is understanding every single day that if you're delivering content differently, then you're making sure always that you have more than enough content to deliver is what you need to do. So focus on posting 100 photos per Instagram day in terms of per 24 hours on Instagram, so people can come and check you out fully to see exactly what you're doing, because that way they find you more attractive when you're doing something much more. So that way you're always looking a greater way, and you're actually always focusing on making sure that people can see you and you're delivering content and you're making sure that you have more than enough. So what I need to do now is I want to be able to upload my content online, and because that's the case, I understand anyway, I go and switch off my internet with my Samsung A51 Galaxy with my A20 Galaxy. I'm making sure I connect up to the nice and beautiful Wi-Fi over here, and I have free Wi-Fi. And I just go and upload content now online, and I just stay ahead of the content right now. So I want to make sure anyway that if you have any kind of images where it's promoting you to have like a nice and beautiful feeling of sex with yourself in a way of others in words, to make sure you understand that's the best way. Which the best way is understand to never be in confusion about life, but promote yourself quickly and make sure that you're much more than yesterday in what you're doing. And that way you're promoting yourself and what you have, and you're standing up as an inspiration to focus on your life and what's happening around the world with yourself. And that way you understand anyway Then since I gave $500 for my event over here at Mounties, I have to go today to go to event in terms of to Mounties and give them $500 so I can label my event and so I can do greater with my event. So what I'm saying, it's coming up, guys, and I'm making sure I'm successful while doing that. So I'm making sure no matter what that I focus upon understanding that I feel that other people want me to have sex with them. And I'm understanding that no matter what, it's more how I feel. And I'm making sure that no matter what, that I grow myself into the best kind of ways all the time. So as I grow, I'm focusing on doing more better than that. And making sure that no matter what, I have more words to speak daily. And as I have more words, I have to focus upon understanding that I have to live my life to success daily in different ways and different tactics, and making sure I'm producing more audio content in terms of life. To focus upon lifting myself. I have to lift myself so much. And as I lift my words, I understand it's much more easier to do it. It's so easy to be able to lift yourself. But most people are unaware about how to do so. And they're unaware about how to speak all day long. But you have to be able to speak more. And you have to understand straight away how much you can grow and how much you can actually do life differently. And you can actually learn how people have these nice and beautiful art of compositions. And because they have all these hours and hours that they've done in music, then they become somebody in that field. And they become professional at that. And then people want to see them because they're so exciting in terms of how they make music. And that way you're learning very quickly upon what you need to do to succeed. So for myself over here, I'm understanding that no matter what, that the last time I did branding photos was on the 1st of May, and now it's the 10th of May. So I'm understanding that it's already been 9 days since I did promote my branding photos, in terms of since I did do more branding photos. And I'm doing more branding photos always, but I had a 9-day break. And now on the 1st of May I went to do branding photos, and on the 10th of May I went to do branding photos. I'm understanding that because I label everything in terms of dates. I'm making sure now I turn on the heater. I make sure you guys understand that I love wine. I'm making sure I'm entertaining myself here and there. I'm doing something greater for myself in different ways. I'm learning now that I have more time freedom. I'm making sure of it. I'm making sure I'm talking more to have more time freedom. I'm making sure I have more than enough space over here to eat my food now and to drink and to just go and enjoy myself. And that's why I'm understanding I can do my content as well in terms of my nice and beautiful music production. And I'm understanding now I want to go and promote my business cards. And I want to be able to print another word for business cards. I want to count up how much business cards I have in my pocket. I want to make sure I put that $20 in my pocket over here. So I have $40 in my pocket now. I'm making sure anyway that my biological dad is always giving me money in terms of life. I promise you, although at most, I promise you, he's always giving me the nice and beautiful freedom. So I promise you, it's much more how he gives me much more than what he gives me in plastic money. I promise you, he gives me time to myself as well. I mean, in a sense, so I'm learning always that it's more about the words and the money. But my biological dad's way of speaking to me is through money alone. So because he did go to singing today, just recently he went to sing somewhere, and he's getting money here and there. So that way I understand, because he's a singer, he made some money, so he gave me some money, and that's why. Anyway, when he has money to give, he gives money straight away. I mean, saying, if you ask him for some money and he has money, will give you money. I mean, saying, that's my biological dad. I mean, in that sense, so my biological mother is more, if you ask her for money and she has, she'll give you. I mean, in a sense, so it's much more how I understand that no matter what, I grew up with my biological dad more than my biological mum in life. But I understand anyway that my biological dad deserves it. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that what I do now is I go and place my nice and beautiful content over here, where I can go and see exactly what's going on with my bread over here. And I'm understanding that either way, that I want to be able to go and give it to the dogs if it's out of date. So I mean, I'm understanding if it's out of date, I probably should never give it to the dogs if it's out of date. It's already gone out of date anyway, so I never want to give it to the dogs. I would never give food that's out of date to dogs, please. I mean, saying please. I understand because I understand that no matter what, that as I grow, I deliver content, and I'm understanding that no matter what, it's much more how dogs deserve food that is really, really never out of date. And that way I'm learning very fast and effectively upon promotion of myself, to learn that today I really, really went and done some content on myself quickly. I'm never relying on anybody to succeed except I, and I'm making sure I'm just learning very quickly upon how great my Zonify track is. I mean, you guys have to listen to it. And it's just a great composition, and that's why I make music, guys. I mean, as soon as you listen to Idonotopia and all my music, I mean, that's I Thy Shall Never Kill and Zonify and all my music. I mean, go and listen to it. I mean, understand although that from I Thy Shall Never Kill, I'm making a 10 Commandments album. I'm making 1,000 hours of trance music, guys. Now that's exciting, isn't it? To make 1,000 hours of music where people can listen to your music all their life, man. And that way people are going to be able to rate it. And they call me the trance legend. I love it. Now, because I'm a trance legend, I understand no matter what that you guys can hear it. I mean, you guys can hear it from my voice alone as well. And no matter what, I'm learning quickly upon what I need to do. I mean, you are what you call yourself. I mean, if you call yourself a trance legend, then it's because you're a trance legend. I mean, in a sense, so why am I a trance legend? I mean, go and listen to my Zonify track and I Thy Shall Never Kill and Idonotopia. I mean, go and see why. I mean, in a sense, so it's just that kind of way, isn't it? I love it. I mean, I'm always focusing on a greater way. I'm always focusing on delivering content quickly. And as I deliver content quickly, I make sure I have more than enough time to deliver something great. So that's why I'm always nicely helping myself to succeed. And that way I understand that no matter what, that I'm much more greater. I'm greater in who I am. I'm making sure I have much more than enough to succeed with every single day. And that's why I'm always more. I'm always more in terms of what I do. So I'm loving my life always. And as I do that, I have so much more to give. And because I have so much more to give, I focus upon loving my life differently. And that's why, guys, I mean, that's why I'm so different in terms of my life, in different ways. And I'm loving my life differently to be able to persuade myself to love life. But because I'm showing the nice and beautiful whales, in terms of whales, the animals, in terms of non-human animal whales, I'm showing them at the end of my Zonify track. And then once you hear it again and again in terms of Zonify, then you understand it's actually whales in the actual background. But at first you may never even realize that. So I make it possibly clear for you to be able to understand that it's a whale. So I make sure anyway that what I'm doing is promoting myself differently. So as I'm doing that, I apologize. I make sure always that you guys understand that now, since I'm ahead of the crowd, I'm ahead of everything, that I want to make sure I'm just eating something as well, and I'm making sure I eat and drink something, and I go and also dwell upon better words, and I make sure I go and do some more music. As I can go and do some more music, I can go entertain myself on Netflix now. I feel like some Netflix as well. I feel like some Netflix now as well. I deserve some Netflix before I do anything else, and that way I'm learning very fast and effectively upon just being able to grow myself in different ways, to make sure I'm looking for ideas to give you, because that's what I usually write down in my actual physical journal, and I'm writing all these words down somewhere. So I'm understanding that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly upon how to be a star much more, and promoting my name out there. I'm learning very quickly that people and new people are coming to see me very quickly, and I understand that no matter what, there are over 300 people have seen me today. And I understand that no matter what, it's much more of a better promotion for myself as I'm doing my content as well. And I'm showing something different about life. I'm charging my technology as well now. I love it. I'm making sure I'm always charging my technology to be able to go and be ahead of the crowd. I love it. And I want to promote my nice and beautiful, I want to promote my nice and beautiful architecture of music to some people as well, in different ways of life, to focus upon something that helps me to grow. Because when I promise you something about life, I make sure that no matter what, that I'm learning very quickly upon how people recognize what I'm doing and how I grow myself in different ways. And I focus upon loving my life by making sure I have more than enough to give you daily. So I'm focusing on helping my life succeed, and I'm just doing my life a favor over here to understand something about life. So I'm understanding that no matter what the other people feel, that I'm much more successful than them now. I can feel it in the air. I can make sure that no matter what, I have more than enough success today than ever before now. Because I'm willing to talk to you, I'm willing to give you content, I'm willing to make music much more today than ever before. I have for the next 60 years to make music and to do life coaching and more. So I'm actually always studying upon how to do that. I'm making sure I'm just getting ahead of the game now. I'm sure other people are going to be so jealous of me, and they're already jealous of me anyway. So what I do is I just move on. I never need to be around those people. But they are begging for me to come and see them. I mean, you're saying, why is that? Because they believe that they have some kind of better life than me. So what I do is I move on. So I make sure I go and do a greater job than them in terms of what I'm doing. So I make sure always to deliver the best content on the planet. And also I have to clean my ears now as well. And I check my nails, I see my nails, I go and groom myself. But I already did groom myself today. So making sure I go and clean my ears out. And I make sure anyway that what's important is make sure you always understand that you can place some water in your ears to wash your ears. And understand it's something attractive as well if you do it. So just understand how to really promote yourself in front of people is what I'm saying. And you need to make business cards. I mean, you have to make yourself much more worth it. I mean, you have to understand that anyway, since I actually gave more money, I'm understanding now how to create better events, and I'm understanding how to actually have more money to promote my business cards much better than what I've done already. And that way I'm understanding much more about what I need to do. So I'm understanding I print another $10 of business cards, and I give out these business cards over here that I have. And then understand either way that from that point I do a greater job in what I'm doing. But what I need to be doing always is learning very quickly upon what I need to do, because I love everything. And that way I do appreciate all my life in terms of what I have, and then I make sure always that it never gets too hot in my room, because otherwise the temperature goes up and I never need that. So I'm understanding that what I need is to have a balancing temperature in the room always. So making sure always to go and deliver that in the best way possible. And I make sure to go around the bank's information today and to see exactly what they're doing in terms of life. So I can go to the bank, I can go to new banks today. I can book an appointment with new banks. I have more than enough at the moment to just be able to give you more information about everything. And that way I go to a new bank this time to get more information. And why is that? Whereas it's much more to dig in deep about everything, about what's happening, and I want to learn finance. So I understand that since I do that, I realize it's much better that I go and give you all the information I can to succeed. I have some nice and beautiful pine mango here. So as I do that, I do success differently. I make sure no matter what, I have more than enough to succeed with today. I make sure that no matter what, I have more people coming to see me today on YouTube, and they can see exactly how I promote myself. I see it's because only role models actually go and promote themselves every single day. So just look at Jesus and how he does it, and just role model that, because that's how you have to be. And it's because he's so successful. I see anyway, I have over, let's say, 70 business cards over here. So I print another 100 business cards over here to promote. And then I make another business card, and I sell 300 of those. I sell 300 of those business cards. And what I want to do now is I want to go through my content. I want to go through my financing here. I want to see again and again how much money I have. And I want to make sure anyway that I have more enough money to succeed with. And I want to be counting my money daily, because that way I succeed much more. And making sure I understand it's a Monday today. But because I understand that no matter what, I love life, always, I love life. I make sure I'm never scratching myself. I make sure that no matter what, I'm always looking to massage myself instead of scratching myself, so I can massage myself instead. Because that way I understand that no matter what, I'm always just on top of everything. And that way I'm always learning quickly upon what I need to do to succeed. Because that's the point, and the point is making sure that you're just doing greater. And if you're doing greater today than ever before, then you're looking to make professional photos of yourself. So go and see how I do my photos. I mean, that's the way to do photos, the way I do photos. I do photos in a nice and professional way where you can just see me. I'm actually just dwelling upon doing that all my life, where I can just go and dwell upon giving you content. I can watch some Netflix now. I can go and upload my content online. I can just go and dwell upon life coaching tonight as well. I'll go and do as much as I can with words today, and then that way I'm leading myself into greatness every single day. I'm learning quickly about what I need to do. I'm making sure that no matter what, I have food and drink. I have everything I ever need to succeed. And I'm focusing on always checking my batteries to see exactly what's going on with everything. And that way I'm always persuading myself to charge my content as soon as possible, so I can deliver. I have to deliver better content. I have to go and do something greater. I have to understand straight away how I feel about life. and how I feel about life is how I feel about you, for example. So I'm always doing greater in what I'm doing, and I'm making sure I'm always delivering content in different ways. So I need to make sure that I have more than enough success every single day to get out my laptop now and upload my content right away. And I have uploading to do with my laptop, where I can upload all my files in terms of my FLP files online. And now with my FLP files, I promise you it's much more better that I go and do it right away. And that way I understand that no matter what, I can delete it straight away from my laptop. And I can download the FLP files that actually work for me. But making sure anyway that what I want to do very quickly is just upload my content as fast as possible online, and that way I have more than enough success to deliver everything I need daily. So I'm understanding that no matter what, I gave $100 to have my shoulder bag. My shoulder bag is excellent, and it's one of those shoulder bags that helps me to maneuver around the rain, so the rain never interferes with what's happening with my nice and beautiful shoulder bag. So I'm always focusing on making sure I'm doing work with my laptop as well. I'm making sure I'm doing work overall to make sure that I'm growing. I promise you, as I grow, I succeed. I'm making sure I'm opening content in other formats. I'm making sure that people can see what's going on with myself in different ways, and that way I'm learning fast and proactively to make sure that I'm just doing a great job for myself. So I upload everything in the uploads folder online, because that way when I place everything into an uploads folder, then I understand my capture folder has other content coming in, so I never want to interfere. So I love I, and that way I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm always getting through words very quickly. I love I mean, every single day I'm learning very quickly upon just doing a great job for myself in a way that's actually helping me grow. So what I need to do now is I have to export my nice and beautiful music track over here, and I have to understand that it's coming out in a nice and beautiful WAV file over here, or else it has to be a WAV file, and that way I'm understanding I'm understanding that no matter what, since it's a WAV file, I just place 32-bit over here. I place 32-bit and make sure that I can export that file. So I want to be able to see exactly what's happening with this nice and beautiful file, and I understand that as I grow I shall succeed. So making sure that I go and just export that now, because the thing is about life that if you're really understanding where you export your files, and make sure you export your files inside of the desktop. I mean, go to the desktop and export it into the desktop and just make sure of it, and that way you're understanding you're getting ahead of the crowd, and you're just doing something right away to help yourself to succeed is what the whole point is. And then just export the 32-bit file and just let it ride, and just do something else to help your life succeed forward, and just be uploading content very quickly online, and that way you're much quicker about what you want out of life, and then just focus upon loving your life from that point, and then you just enjoy, or else just enjoy your life. And make sure you understand that now I can just go and really dwell upon words while I'm actually going and studying upon images, and I'm looking at different images of life. I'm actually always understanding that no matter what, that as I grow myself and my nice and beautiful way of life over here, I'm making sure that no matter what, I have more than enough of what I need to succeed with. So I'm always understanding that I'm never shifty about anything. I'm making sure I'm always growing myself in the best kind of ways over here. So I'm actually always understanding that what I want to do daily is always promote myself in ways that I'm talking more words while pleasure may come into my life, where I'm maybe doing pleasure, for example. So what I do when I'm doing pleasure is I'm speaking more words while I'm doing pleasure, and it's much more how I feel. So when I'm actually doing something like that, I'm making sure that no matter what, that I learn much faster about everything. And it's just that kind of day, isn't it, where you're just focusing on a greater life for yourself, and you're just making sure that you have everything charging with your content, so you're understanding that you're staying ahead of the content, and you're making sure that no matter what you're doing, you're making sure that you're loving your life in different ways, and you're just accepting yourself for who you are, because that way you're learning quickly upon the art of what's happening around the world, and you're just quick on your toes to be able to upload everything online and promote other people quickly, and that way you're learning quickly upon loving yourself and what nice and beautiful empathy you have about life. So actually what you need to do is actually persuade yourself to just do better upon everything. And as you do better, then just make sure that you're always promoting yourself in ways that you're in the moments of doing whatever you're doing. So as you actually do it, then make sure you're actually able to state every time something that's really, really helping you, which is just the word I. And that way everybody just understands that you're just doing the word I always. And that way you're always looking for ways to improve yourself. But as you look for ways to improve yourself, you're looking for nice and beautiful empathy of whatever it is in terms of life, where you can always satisfy your nice and beautiful hunger pang to go and really, really deliver content every single day, to focus upon reactions of surfacing around your nice and beautiful way of life. So it's more how they never invite you to do pleasure with them. And because they never invite you to do pleasure with them, then just go and do yourself a big favor to just understand it's never about pleasure in the first place, but it's about your words with those people. I realize your words with those people is much more important than anything else. So if you can go and promote yourself every single day in front of all the time in terms of what you want, and understand that if somebody calls you a bastard, then guess what? Probably should just realize every single day that you just go and grow yourself and have mercy in a way that you understand what that is in terms of life, where you understand if somebody has mercy on you, then they forgive you. I promise you now, in WWE they say have no mercy, or they have a pay-per-view where it's no mercy, which is no forgiveness, for example. So what you want to do always is focusing on delivering content in ways that is helping you to actually deliver. So if you want to deliver something that's great content, then make sure you're looking better than what you are, always to focus upon understanding that you want to be able to just get yourself in a better way than dirty, and making sure that no matter what, that you're learning how to be clean upon your life. Because as you're clean upon life, then you're just making sure that you're actually learning upon how to actually succeed in different ways. So actually always just make sure that you're dwelling upon ways to succeed in different ways. So just make sure that what you want to do in daily life is you want to succeed in the best kind of ways always, to make sure that you're really, really dwelling upon life differently. So as you actually do life differently, then you can always love your life. And that's the whole point, yeah. I mean, the whole point is making sure that you can watch them while you're actually doing a better job with them. And that way you're understanding that no matter what, that you have the nice and beautiful intention over here to be able to do greater for yourself. But as you do greater for yourself, then you're actually focusing on understanding that you're doing greater in terms of what you need to do. And that way you're doing the nice and beautiful fashion show for yourself, where you're understanding that no matter what, that you have to have your nice and beautiful way of life in a different way, where you're doing a great job for yourself always, to make sure that you're doing a nice and beautiful job all the time to love your life, is what I'm saying. So love your life differently, and just make sure that you're enjoying your life differently to help yourself succeed, is what I mean. So the whole point is just do something that helps you to lead life much greater, is what I mean. So if you want to succeed differently, then just go and really, really enjoy your life and make sure that you're always much better than them in different ways. So what you want to do always differently is making sure they understand that it's much more about the words. And it's always been about the words. Understand how it feels. Understand how great it can feel to be able to do something like that in a way that you are growing yourself and different people along whatever it is. But you're just focusing on helping your life succeed more upon life, and you're actually just enjoying your life always differently. And you're just making sure that you understand it's much more about the words regardless of what's going on, because understand that the words that comes out of your mouth is much more satisfying than the actual having sex with other people and all that. So if you're focusing on a greater life for yourself, then you're making sure that no matter what you're doing, that you're learning very quickly upon the art of giving, and as you give, you shall receive more. So what you receive in life is your words. Of course, your words are attractive, and if you can give more words to people, then you deserve more money. Or you only ever deserve more money when you can speak more words. I mean, is it clear? Or it's the only kind of persuasion technique. Or there's nothing else that you have to do in life other than speak more words. So what you do is always look clean and always understand that it's more about words. Otherwise, once you having sex with other people never satisfies, but it just robs you of time and space and money and everything. So what you need to do is always look for ways to love your life in different ways, to make sure that you're promoting yourself and other people along the way, to make sure that no matter what, that your life is dwelling in a way that you're learning very quickly upon how to actually succeed differently is what you need to do. So focus on loving your life in ways that no matter what you're doing, that you're learning from the nice and beautiful art or whatever it is to succeed. And as you succeed, you shall prosper in a way of words, because words is what you're looking for daily. I mean, it's only the words daily that is actually promoting your name. I promise you, there's nothing else promoting your name today than words. I promise you, images is words.